Hey everyone, welcome to part 3 of the October series where I am going through and answering questions from people in the WhatsApp groups. How you get access to the WhatsApp groups is by coming to a one-to-one or coming to a webinar. You'll email phil@ocdrecovery.com. The WhatsApp are a great service in order to show people. First of all, it's moderated, right? So most OCD and anxiety forums, and we have worked with thousands and thousands of people who have come from these big forums. If it's not moderated, it is a nightmare. Constant complaining, reassurance seeking. And then when people come to our groups, like our Facebook group or come into the WhatsApp, there could be a little bit of agitation at first because they're so used to not hearing what's reassurance or venting. So it could be an adaptation period. So today, these are some of the questions I want to go over, right? And these are really good questions. Okay. Can you cover the difference between setbacks and periods of just being triggered? So trying to figure this out doesn't really matter. You're just moving in one direction, right? If I had to give you an answer, which I don't want to, setbacks are usually after you've been doing well for a long time. You've been actually cutting compulsions. You're feeling a little bit better. Don't just base your recovery off how you feel. Yes, it's an important factor, but the number one question, how are my beliefs? How are my behaviors? Because you could be changing your beliefs and changing your behaviors in the first couple months or after a period of really coasting and coming back on board with OCD recovery, and your symptoms really go up because you're doing the right thing. Always remember, someone who's been an alcoholic for 20 years, 22 days in sobriety, they're feeling the worst they've ever felt in their life usually. So the most important thing about being triggered, you're more than likely going to experience waxes and wanings and different severity as you're going through OCD recovery. But don't try to lock down what's a setback, what's a trigger in that way, because that's moving you in the wrong direction. Number 2, how to dispute strongly and when should you dispute? Now, I'll use just a basic template. Again, will look different from person to person, how obsessive they are. If I'm having someone dispute on paper, keyword on paper with pen and paper, okay? On paper. I'll say it again, on paper. It's not just the action of doing it on paper that's good for you. It's showing yourself that you're going to take it a little bit more seriously when you're actually doing it on paper. It's not just, hey, look, this is a homework assignment. It's, I'm going to take time out of my day and do this on paper regardless of how I'm feeling. I personally did it right when I woke up. It just worked well for me. I woke up 30 minutes earlier, maybe Monday through Friday, 2 to 3 week stretches, but I had to take breaks. If I disputed Monday through Friday, every single day for 6, 7, 8 weeks at a time, it usually becomes too compulsive. There's no correct answer here. It's going to go back and forth. There's a lot of unknown here. When you dispute strongly, one of the ways you could say it is, even if I'm stuck with OCD for the rest of my life, I am not owed anything in life. There is no such thing as fairness in this world, and I do not deserve a damn thing, regardless of how I treat people, regardless of how I act. Those things are nice, but I am never owed anything. It's very firm. How can you tell that your perspectives are shifting? Okay, so here's some good ways. Your structure's improving in your life. Your procrastination is going down. Your daily chore habits are going up. You're trying harder at work or in your relationship. You're doing things based off of potential good outcomes that aren't just based around how you feel. So one thing I really like doing is texting Erica every day. I hope you're having a great day. I love you. Half the time I do that, I do not feel anything when I do that. But it's a good habit and it makes her smile, and that makes me happy. So you know you're making progress when you're not just basing everything off your life on things of how you feel. This takes time. It's like building a muscle. It's not going to come easy. Most people in this world, remember what's that quote, easy decisions, hard life, hard decisions, easy life. Most people, including myself many times, consistently make easy decisions, quick, instant gratification. It's like adult websites. It's very easy to come home and use adult websites every single day. It's a lot harder to say, I'm not going to use adult websites. I'm going to go out and I'm going to try to only have sex when it's with someone in person. That builds rejection, fears, discomfort, and everything like that. What are things you can implement in your life to achieve unconditional self-life, other acceptance? Again, building habits, losing expectations and how you need to feel during these things, working on procrastination, of course doing your disputing on paper. When it comes to behaviorally, shame attacking exercises are very important. Not avoiding things, maybe joining a public speaking class, maybe trying to take more tasks at work, working above and beyond without needing to be praised by people. It's a lot of behavioral things in your life. How's your morning look? Are you sleeping in a lot? Today's a great example, right? I snoozed a little bit. Maybe every 30 to 60 days I'll snooze. If I'm really tired, I might not set an alarm on Sundays, but I still end up getting up before 6 a.m. anyway, because I get up really early. So, but for the most part, right, I used to be I need to do this in order to get acceptance. And I was too rigid on myself, but a lot of it comes down to how you're living your life, how you're communicating with people. Are you listening without needing to state your opinion? Are you yelling at people? How's your anger? It's a lot of behavioral things. I tell people all the time, you can read every single book on unconditional acceptance. You can read all the dozens of books Ellis have written and all those other people at CBT and ERP, but if you don't implement that into your life, you're not going to make a lot of change. How to approach feelings of hopelessness and feeling like you're regressing. 1, that life isn't fair. 2, that OCD doesn't owe you anything. 3, just because you put the work in, again, you're not owed anything like these 2. And that you're still going to keep up with your daily structure regardless of how you're feeling. That is the most important part about all of this. No matter how I'm feeling, whether it's tired, hopeless, within reason, I'm still doing the things in my life. I don't feel hopeless like that anymore. But when I did, I still went to work. I still got things done. I still took pride in the tasks I was doing. I didn't need to be praised by people and those type of things. And that's really important. But when people are feeling hopeless or they're feeling like they're regressing, the first thing that goes is their structure and their habits. They usually fall back into compulsions and avoidance behaviors. So keeping up with your structure is key. Okay? And there was a piece of this he added as well. How do I build a good life structure even though no day is the same? I would say what is the importance of the life of structure? Why is it required to recover from OCD? How can you manage your structure? So basically, we're just going to talk about structure from a college perspective as well, or school. So when I was in college and grad school, because I did 4 years undergrad, 5 years undergrad, 3.5 year grad school, my structure looked a lot better in grad school because I had to be in class for 45 hours a week. So it's a little bit different. I was like high school 0.2, except at the doctoral level. So it was easier to maintain structure because I had a lot more obligations. But when I went to college, I went to University of Central Florida for exercise science. Even though I went out and got fucked up a lot and drank, did a bunch of drugs back in the day, still somehow I got up most days by 7. And it's funny because in college, I would wake up at 7 and my friends were like, bro, 7 is so early. If I sleep till 7 now, it's like, that never happens. I have to be like on vacation. Not even. No, that's not true. Like we went on my first cruise in March, and I got up every single day at 6 o'clock in the morning on the cruise. Erica was so pissed. She's like, can't you just sleep in? I was like, no, fuck that. I was like, I've never been on a cruise before. I'm going to go live my life. So, you still can work on structure. There's things that probably you can work on regardless of how sporadic your schedule is. This goes for surgeons or people that have all sorts of off hours, attorneys, they maybe have to work till 2, 3 in the morning. Finance guys, I've worked with guys where they're on mergers and they're there till like 4 a.m. So still brushing your teeth twice a day, still flossing. So doing those things is really important. And then when you say, I would say, what is the importance of structure? Why is it required to recover from OCD? So you have to think about this in a common sense way. You've never seen anyone achieve anything that is substantially worthwhile in their life without good structure, maintaining it, without luck in the beginning. Like, take this, right? Why is good structure important when you make $25 million a year as an actor or an actress or an athlete? Well, look how many people have been given money that have come from bad areas, etc. Maybe the hood. Maybe it's an athlete who's playing a sport. They come from a bad hood area in California. You give them $200 million and they do some stupid ass shit. I'm thinking of a basketball player right now in America who got in trouble taking a photo at a strip club, and then he uploaded the photo of a video of himself with a pistol in his Bentley. It's like, because if you don't have, it's understandable why people do this, right? If you would have given me $250 million when I was 22 years old, you bet your ass I would have had every single STD. I would have been done on so much coke, like it would have been bad. So it would have not been good. So structure is good for overall foundation of responsibility in realizing things in my life can change at any moment. You don't really know. There's a reason why most lottery winners go broke, because the structure and the foundation is not there. In order to recover from, remember, even though it's not rated in the top 5 hardest disorders on earth, it's still rated in the top 20 hardest disorders on earth. 20. There's a lot of disorders on this planet, and OCD is still up there in the top 20 as of very recently, I believe 2022. And I'm only using that to show you, you're not just going to be able to use the content of a thought, doesn't matter. Oh, it's just a silly thought. This is literally like coming in, I use this example a lot. Hey, Nick, you have stage 4 brain cancer. Okay, here's a Flintstone vitamin. 99% of the information you get on OCD is complete shit. It's bad. It doesn't. Look at the people that are speaking about it. Hi, welcome to OCD recovery, where all your feelings matter. It's like, if that person's next to me on the battlefield, I'm pushing them over and getting as far away from them as I can. Because I'm like, you're going to get me killed, because there's a level of grit and persistence and psychological training with hardship that is required at a level that no one's talking about besides us. I don't mean that in a cocky way. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. And unless you have chronic OCD and unless you've come out the other side, it's impossible to see why, oh, well, come on, it's not that important for structure. Yes, it is, because half of your day, if not all your day, is wearing the waxing and waning of emotions as you build that and follow through with that. So thank you again. Structure is very important. Don't try to break down the difference between setbacks and trigger moments. It just happens, and just wear them as best as you can as you're breaking down the fears of life not owing you anything. When you just dispute strongly, go straight for the worst case scenario, whatever it is. I'm the only person with this fear. This might make it impossible for me to recover. I might not recover. Okay? How to tell your perspectives are shifting, your habits, what it looks like. Just say to yourself, if Nick followed me around for 2 days, for 48 hours, he just sat in the corner like this, with that face, with Daisy right there, and I just watched, what would I think? You're human. You're going to make mistakes, but what would I think? And then how to approach the feelings of hopelessness, keeping up, again, which goes into the structure and why it's so important. Thank you again, Phil@OCDrecovery.com. Let me know what you think. Hope to hear from you soon. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.